Hello there everyone, welcome to episode 5 of Lockdown in Snowdonia. I'm here in beautiful Capel Cirrig, enjoying the sun, and this one is going to be a little bit different. Forgive me if the sound is a bit iffy because of the wind. I'm going to have a little chat with you today. I got some notes. I'm not very good at waffling onto the camera, so I'll try and put my point across. And this episode is called Cognitive Dissonance, because I've been experiencing a lot of that lately through lockdown period. Lockdown's been great for me. It's been really positive. I've had time to slow down, commune with nature, get to know little nooks and crannies around here which I wouldn't usually visit. But I haven't climbed a mountain in 2 months. And mountains are really important to me. They feature in every day of my life, my work as a photographer and a writer and a mountain leader. I've built my life around the mountains, so going 2 months without is really unusual for me, and probably the first time I've gone that long since I started nearly 20 years ago. But I am really fortunate to be here, and it's a privilege. Most people are having a shit time, I'm sure, and I feel for them. I can't say I feel guilty because this is where I live, this is where I chose to live, But in some ways, it doesn't seem right that so many people are suffering and I'm having a lovely time of it. I'm getting really fat, really unfit as well. Put on well over a stone in the last 2 months because I'm not moving around as much. Walking on the flat just doesn't cut it when you're used to hill walking a lot. I'm still drinking as much as usual, maybe more. And also, I'm not eating any less. So what's this all about then, eh? It's all about climbing mountains and the rights and wrongs of it. The cognitive dissonance of wanting to climb but feeling that it's morally wrong. On social media, lots of my friends have been posting photographs of their days out on the hills, and as far as I'm concerned, good on them. I haven't got a problem with that whatsoever. But I've not wanted to do it because it just hasn't felt right for me. And it's because the general consensus here in Capel Cirrig is that even the locals aren't climbing the mountains. So why should anybody else? Also, I don't want to go against that public opinion. It's a close-knit community here. I don't want to piss people off. Least of which Elwyn, the farmer. Don't want to piss him off. But in Snowdonia National Park, a lot of the mountains are officially open. Obviously, we have different rules here in Wales to what you've got in England or Scotland, if that's where you're watching from. But the ranges here in Wales, the Brecon Beacons, the Snowdon Massif, the Arans and the Glyderau, they're all closed. All the parking's closed. You're not supposed to go up them. The mountain rescue teams don't want you to go up them. Because if they have to come out and rescue you, they will have to go into isolation, and it's a rigmarole, and a lot of them work for the emergency services as well. So there's that. It makes me don't want to put them at risk. And also in my local team, the Ogwen Valley Mountain Rescue Organisation, I know loads of them on the team, so if they had to come and drag me off, then bloody hell, I'd never live it down. But it's Tuesday now, and yesterday some new regulations in Wales came into force. And they include being able to travel 5 miles from your house, or you can be with other people from a different household if you're outside. So, last night we went up onto Moel Siabod and bivvied, and when I say we, it's me and my neighbours, Jock and Angus. It's fantastic. So what's changed then? Why have I gone against the MRT's advice? Well, it's about making risk assessments and trying to make the right choice. We can walk from our house here over to Moel Siabod. It's a 5-kilometre difference as the crow flies from our house to the summit of Siabod. So it's not far, it's right on our doorstep. We live on the mountain, so we don't have to go on a road, we just walk out the back and we're cracking on with that. Also, we know the mountain really well. You know, we've climbed it numerous times over the years. Also, can't do this. Also, there's 3 of us. So that's a good number in case something goes wrong. The MRT have said that rather than call them, and they will respond to call outs, but make sure you really do need to call them, and if you don't, try to effect a self-rescue. So with the 3 of us, me, Jock and Angus, if one of us gets hurt, then we can get him off the hill. You know, we should be able to do it. We're not too far from home. We're all experienced. I'm a mountain leader. Jock is a qualified mountain leader. And Angus is a trainee rock climbing instructor. So we know our way around the hills. And we just thought that maybe it would be valid now to start going back into the mountains, as long as we walk from home and the local hills and we take all the precautions as to not require assistance from the emergency services. I think that's fair enough, don't you? And the thing is, I'm not trying to justify it. I'm not trying to gain favour. I'm not looking for comments, you know, good or bad. There's no debate here to be had. I'm just telling you how it is and how we're getting on with it now in the most responsible way we can. So what we did yesterday, now I've got all that off my chest, at 7:30 we made for Siabod, and I tell you what, it absolutely killed me. I am so fat and unfit at the moment that it was bloody hard work. Now Jock and Angus, there's no meat on them, and they're quite short, they're very light. So they beasted me, they really did. And we got up to the base of the Northeast Ridge, which is one of my favourite places in all Snowdonia. It's a fantastic feature and just a great place to be. And we set up our bivvy there for the night. We watched the sun go down, we had a little drink, and then we just relaxed into our sleeping bags, looked at the stars. It was tremendous, an incredibly beautiful experience, and so good to be back in the mountains again, even if physically I'm struggling at the moment. It was just brilliant. Those 2 seemed to sleep well. My sleep was rather fitful. I would doze and then feel the caress of the wind on my cheek and open my eyes and look up at the stars. It was absolutely brilliant. I woke up proper at 4 o'clock in the morning. Sunrise was due at 5. So I got some drone footage, enjoyed the beauty of the place, the quietude, and just had the most wonderful time. Now I know a lot of you out there are really longing to get back into the hills, and it will happen. And if you live in England, then technically you can go into your hills. But we've got to be responsible, we've got to do what's right. And we've got to try and be responsible for ourselves, you know. I suppose that's all I've got to say. Apart from that, I hope you're liking these little films that I'm making. They're really good fun, they're helping pass the time, and it's another creative outlet for me. I hope you all take care, and we'll see you back in Wales before too long.